Uptick in COVID cases, and as cold and flu season gears up, mask mandates are coming back to several Bay Area counties. Health officials have issued orders requiring face masks to be worn in hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and other healthcare facilities. This order goes into effect starting November 1.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about mask mandates returning to certain parts of California. And when I say certain parts, I mean right where all the crazy stuff is happening, right in the belly of the beast of liberalism, Bay Area, of course. Now, this is only supposed to apply to healthcare workers. However, if you're a patient at a hospital or a visitor, you may be required to wear a mask. Now, the timing is very interesting because they're going to put this into effect on November 1st, 2024. Now, Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Just about 19, 20 days away. It is pretty much upon us at this point. Now, the question I got to ask is why? Why are they doing this right now? What's the reason? I don't understand. And we all know, all of us that understand a little bit about science, a little bit about basic common sense, we know that the mask mandate does not work, especially for C19, because the virus is so small, your mask is not going to stop it. Furthermore, if you got the vax and you got the mask on, you may be at higher risk for getting sick. Can I explain before we get to an article and read through what they got going on? So you got a vax. We already know pericarditis, myocarditis. We know the potential risks of the vaccination, don't we? Beyond that, your mask. You wearing that mask all day long. You got all kind of schmutz and dirt and grime and all that in your mask. The craziest thing I've seen is people that are eating with the mask on. They have the mask over their face and then they lift or they just pull down the mask when they take a bite. So here go the mask, right? And then they got a slice of pizza, okay? They just go, it's like, all you're going to do is get pizza crust and cheese and tomato paste all over the inside of your mask because you got to chew. And at a certain point, you might get a dot here and there to come out. You're wearing that all day long. And don't be a young lady with makeup on. Oh, my goodness. You're going to have all that just be a combination you're going to breathe in. And you're going to breathe in microplastics to your lungs. They discovered that. Talking about all these people wearing masks are getting the microplastics into their lungs. So really, in my humble opinion, and I think maybe in the opinion of many, if you're wearing a mask and you get the vax, you may be at higher risk of getting sick, if not necessarily from C19 and other things. Okay. Now, let's get into an article to see exactly what's happening here. Again, this is in California, certain parts of the state. You see what it says. Back to the future. California counties impose seasonal mask mandate on health workers. Now, before they even get into it, and shout out to the real life Elmer Fudd over here on the right-hand side. That's a tad bit distracting. But anyway, shout out Tim Waltz, Elmer Fudd, same thing. For Halloween, that's what it should be, and just kind of lean into it. But I digress. You see this mask right here, this blue medical style mask. This does nothing. I think maybe they think because it's cold and flu season, they'll say that in certain news reports that the mask will help prevent all kind of diseases. It's not even really about C19 anymore. They say, oh, it's cold and flu season. Haven't we said that from the beginning? That this is all about just trying to prevent the common cold and the flu, but you're required to get certain things to prevent from getting it, although you can't really stop it and there's no cure. And if you do get a cold or the flu, last time I checked, you would just do what? Go to bed, get some fluids, chicken noodle soup, orange juice. That's what I was taught. And guess what? Whenever I do get a cold, knock on wood, whenever I do get a cold, that's what I do. And within a couple of days, I'm totally fine. I'm back to normal. Okay, let's get to the article here. So it says several Bay Area counties in California will require healthcare workers to mask up from November 1st, 2024, 4 days before the election, to either March or April an unusual revival of rules that sparked controversy during the height of the pandemic. Now, I have one, I guess, theory about why they're doing this. I think maybe some people felt comfort in the mask mandate, and maybe they'd be more likely to vote for the Democratic Party now that the mask mandate is back on. Maybe, because you got to understand, a lot of us were scared so much. We were scared out of our minds by C-19. So people still to this day cling to their mask as a safety device, as a comfort blanket. Although it does nothing for them, they're going to cling to it. So if you're in power and you say, hey, bring the mask mandate back, even if just for healthcare workers and or in a hospital environment, including non-workers, visitors, and patients, even if it's just that, they're going to take that as a positive step forward. Maybe, potentially, I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in the minds of those who would like a thing like this to be on the books, but let's keep on going. So they say Alameda, Contra Costa, Santa Clara, San Mateo, and Napa counties have issued the orders which apply to workers at skilled nursing facilities, hospitals, and other facilities. In some places, violations would be considered misdemeanor offenses punishable by fines or even imprisonment. Now, I wish somebody would get locked up for a mask. That would be absolutely crazy. But hey, this is 2024, USA, current day. We've seen crazy things, okay? So it says counties say they're imposing the rules to try and stop the spread of C-19, flu, and other viruses. So you see how your civil liberties can be just taken from you? It starts with fear because of some pending doom. Oh man, C-19, if you catch that, you're going to die within a couple of days. It's worse than HIV/AIDS in the 80s. It's crazy. But if you put this cloth mask on that was made by some dude with his shirt off and his feet out in India, putting his feet all on your mask, if you put that mask straight from the Indian man's feet straight to your face, then you'll be safe and everything will be fine. That's the general message. People bought into it. So now they're comfortable with being told, hey, you're required to wear this. You're required to get that. So now they say, okay, cool. Y'all comfortable with it. Y'all cool with it. Let's just extend it to the common cold and say you're required to wear this mask to stop the common cold, which is ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous. That's like saying you got to wear a helmet to go walk outside because you could trip and fall. And if you fall, you could crack your head open and die right there on the ground. You could bleed out 90 seconds. You black out, you be done. Anybody going to come get you. So wear the mask when you're just walking for a leisurely stroll outside. I ain't talking about riding a bicycle or a motorcycle or even a motor vehicle. Just walking on your 2 feet, bipedal human being action. Put this helmet on so you don't fall and die. That's the equivalent of the mask mandate, in my humble opinion. Let's keep on going. While the mandates aren't as widespread as the ones public health care officials imposed in 2020, 2021, they go against the grain. Most places have moved on from scandemic rules, and some areas have considered a ban on face coverings that obscure someone's identity. Of course, didn't we experience that already with guys going into banks with their face covered, talking about, yeah, kind of make a withdrawal. You about to withdraw yourself into the penitentiary to make big rocks to little if you don't take that mask off inside of this place. During C-19, when people were still wearing masks, a lot of companies didn't participate in the whole thing. Like, imagine going to a gun store with a mask on. That's dangerous. That's scary. That's sketchy. Okay. Man behind the counter got his gun right there on the hip. Beat gun, beat Desert Eagle. And you coming in there with a mask on, acting crazy, man, you must run to get smoked instantly. So people didn't like that from the beginning. And it took a while for the mask thing to kind of die down. Now they're trying to bring it back. That's crazy. So look, it's already become a political issue in California. Mask mandates are making a comeback in California, said Representative Kevin Riley, California Republican. We must elect the right people to assure history doesn't repeat itself. Mask and vaccination rules fueled raucous controversy during the C-19 crisis, with business lobbies, airline pilots, and other litigants going to court to block Biden administration mandates in Democrat-run cities and states fighting with similar groups over their rules. Former President Donald Trump is campaigning for a return to the White House next year. etc. But look, they're talking about JD Vance, all that kind of stuff. That's just unnecessary at the end. But you get the general idea. Certain counties of California, again, let's go back and see what counties they say are going to do this. So what they say, Alameda, Contra Costa, Santa Clara, San Mateo, and Napa all have the orders for healthcare workers. Also, if you want to be a visitor, visiting your sick relative, and if you want to be a sick person in the hospital, you got to wear the mask as well. And as I close, I want to say this. My question would be, how long till the mask mandate spills over into the general public? And is it just an election thing? I don't really know. I can't tell. But one thing I do know is that I'm glad I'm not in the belly of the beast of liberalism in California. I'm good on the left coast. You could keep that stuff over there. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the mask mandate for healthcare workers and patients and visitors? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is a ridiculous thing. I can't think of any other reason why they would do this except for an election coming up. Maybe it's a local thing out there in Bay Area. Maybe they got certain things they want to do. I don't really get it. I don't understand. Are they going to do this every time it gets cool outside? Every time it gets cool outside and the weather changes, oh, put your mask on and be a good little boy or girl. I mean, look, I'm a fully grown adult. I'm not trying to have the state dictate to me things like that. Okay, the state should be very small in the background, but I don't need you to be trying to mandate things. What you going to mandate next? I got to wash my hands after I use the bathroom. I don't need a mandate for that. I promise I'm a hygienic person, but even if I'm not, is that the government's role to try and dictate certain things on me like that? I think not. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.